Let's talk about Zach Palansky, shall we? You know Zach Palansky. He's the clown-like figure, the guy with a mouth like a burnt-out fuse box or a badly maintained graveyard who runs like he's forgot to pay an asylum seeker to wipe his arse. That's Zach Palansky. Well, his name isn't actually Zach Palansky. He was born David Polden. Now, I don't want to dead name him. He's chosen to change his name. But I think it's really important. This guy believes he can be our next Prime Minister. And he believes that going further left is the solution to this already mental left government. And the reason changing his name is important for this message is because he changed his name to make him sound essentially more Jewish. Therefore, more of a victim, more of an oppressed minority. I mean, he chose a bad time to do that because now it's okay to hate Jews. He's also a gay man and a vegan, so he ticks a couple of boxes which are great for that side of politics. It doesn't make him any better a human, it doesn't make him any better a politician. But Zach has had a monumental rise from activist campaigner to head of the Green Party and taken the Green Party membership from 75,000 to over 180,000 members since September 2025. No mean feat. He is arguably the best communicator on the left of politics right now. But let's face it, his competition isn't exactly strong, is it? Who are we up against? Corbyn? He's nuts. Absolutely nuts. Keir Starmer? Mental. The most hated politician this country has ever seen. People will now forget Margaret Thatcher. By the time that Starmer has ruined this country and left to run the WEF or something wank like that, people will no longer mention Margaret Thatcher as a baseline, as a paradigm through which bad politics is spoken about. They will mention Starmer and Starmerism. It has been terrible. So it's no wonder that Zach Palansky has been like a phoenix from the vegan dogshit pile that is Great Britain. And just yesterday, he released a promotional video for the Green Party. Now, this is a very well produced video and has received many plaudits, mainly from his supporters and some from the centre ground. And I just want to scrutinise this video a little bit. So let's jump in.
Why does it feel like everyone's running all the time? You are, we all are, like we can never catch a breath. Rent's up, water bill's up. You dread opening that next energy bill. And when did everything become such a luxury? Going to a cafe, reading glasses are too expensive so you squint. Even going to the dentist gets put off. So you cut back and you pick up the pace.
So good start. Old Zachy boy makes a couple of good points here, doesn't he? It is tough out there. It is tough out there because of the way this country has been treated for decades. He communicates well, I've already said that. This is an evocative, alluring setting. Grey skies, winter trees. Dave Palansky in his anorak on the streets of somewhere nasty, telling us we can have it better. Let's just check back in.
No holiday this year. Sorry kids. Living with tooth pain. You take a second job, sometimes 3, just to stay where you are. Wages stuck in 2008. Prices racing ahead. You never get to see the kids, snapping at them when you do. And it's the same story all around the country. Cities, towns, villages. People working full-time.
By the way, who within the Green Party and their communication team saw Zach Palansky running and thought, we need more of this?
I'm still broke. Builders building houses they'll never live in. Nurses queuing up at food banks. And we're the lucky ones. The ones with jobs. Some people can't run at all.
Yeah, you flannel.
Students buried in debt. Disabled kids denied support. Pensioners choosing which room to heat, if any. The pressure never lifts, so the rest of us run faster to help the people we love. The NHS is buckling.
Why do you think the NHS is buckling, you spanner? I mean, see the way he's running away there? Normally people are running away just like that because they're scared of the asylum sneakers running behind them. Honestly, this stuff just is so obtuse to what's going on in the world. But the music, the background, his face, it all lends itself to people who are just so reluctant to see that the world's a lot harder than they could ever imagine, and that people like Zach here just are not the solution. But anyway, let's get back into this tripe.
Our rivers are full of filth. Hopelessness sets in, and you're moving so fast, everything is just a blur. And that's when it hits you. What if the answer isn't to run faster? What if the most powerful thing we can do, all of us, all together at once, is to stop running and look around?
Fuck me, there's another dinghy with 60 working age men on the fucking boat. Yes, I'm having a look around, Zach. It doesn't look good, mate.
Because the moment you stop running and really look, one thing becomes really clear. When the rest of us are killing ourselves to create wealth, and hardly any of it is coming back to our communities.
Oh God. Oh God, he's going to start talking about billionaires again. He's going to start talking about the super rich. I can just feel it. It's all their fault. It's nobody else's fault. It's the successful people. Oh!
It's going somewhere else. Upwards to the pockets of the super rich.
I knew it. I just bloody knew it. The super rich, not those dastardly bastards again, the super rich. By the way, the super rich now are people with more than 200 quid in the bank.
This isn't just an economic failure. It's a failure of leadership. The people we elected choose to serve the wealthy and not us. And yes, that is obscene.
Has anyone taken the time to actually tell Zach that it's the left that's in power in the UK? Obscene, he says. Obscene. Us, he says. Us. Like he's part of them. He's not part of anything. He's not part of anything other than the liberal elite. It's not all about where you come from. It's about where you arrive. And there's no way that Zach, although he likes to profess to speak for these people, he is one of those people. He doesn't know what a builder is. He doesn't know what anyone is. He's just talking horse shit.
Good leaders put people before profit. They know homes are for living in, not landlords' portfolios. Energy is for warming those homes, not record dividends. And rivers are for nature and swimming in, not being poisoned to protect profits.
I have to say at this point, for the value of balance, and I do value balance some of the time, that Zach is right about our rivers. I love nature. I believe that nature should be looked after. I don't believe our rivers should be polluted by the dastardly super rich for profits. But talking about profits, which he was banging on about just a couple of seconds ago, good leaders do make profits. Good leaders need to encourage people to make profits. How do you think this country got rich? How do you think this country built an empire? How do you think this country failed? It's all because we encouraged people to make wealth, and then we discouraged people to make wealth, and then we gave it all away to stop Nazism. The one thing that the right gets accused of the whole time, because the left are bonkers. They have absolutely no idea. But to say that encouraging wealth and profit and all of that good capitalism is bad tells us he's bad. He's stupid. It is stupid. What we've got now is a left government who take the wealth of others and give it to people who have never earned it. Never, ever earned it. Whilst everybody else who's making the money, generating the money, are left poor. That's their equality. Their equality is taking the workers' money and giving it to the people who don't work so they are equal with the workers. Mental.
And when we live well and we protect our environment, we don't burn out. It's how we grow. It's how our whole country grows. And yes, together, it's how we make hope normal again.
Let's make hope normal again. Not very catchy, is it? It's not exactly make America great again. Let's make hope normal again. This isn't the great hope, is it? Look, we are at the end of a 100-year convention, an experiment in the liberalisation of the Western world. It's just failed. And it's failed because we've allowed people to become so comfortable that we can generate a Zach Palansky, that Zach Palansky's views are allowed to proliferate. I'm not saying by any stretch of the imagination that I don't want to hear what he has to say or that he shouldn't have a voice. Quite clearly there are lots of people who believe in Zach Palansky and what he stands for, and they do see him as the great beacon of hope. And that to me is as much a worry as all the other stuff that's gone before. It's not going to help the UK. It's not going to make the UK great again. It's just not going to work. The thing that Zach has done here is create a very highly produced, alluring, as I said before, video which captures the imagination of people who are desperate, who are seeking better for them and their families. And Zach says a couple of quiet words. He looks a little bit like them. He hasn't brushed his teeth or wiped his ass. And they think he's the man to listen to. Okay? But he's not. And let me tell you why. Zach Palansky is not just talking about socialism. He is talking about communism. He is very much a communist. And those people that are totally unaware of what that means are probably thinking, well, that's not so much of a problem, is it? Because all this other stuff has failed. Hasn't capitalism failed? Haven't we had a right-wing government? We haven't, by the way. There hasn't been a right-wing government probably since Margaret Thatcher. And the Overton window's moved so far since then that we've no idea what the right really should look like. And to say someone's on the right is to say they're bad or evil in some way. Well, talking of bad and evil in some way, let's just check in on what communism did to planet Earth in the 20th century. Nothing, and I mean nothing, and it's not hyperbole or an over-exaggeration, was anything more evil than communism. And this is when communism comes to strength, isn't it? When it feels like society's failing, it feels like there's no option. The people are weak. The people are supple. They'll take anything. Please, Palansky, give me some of your communism teat. Look, communist governments in the 20th century caused tens of millions of deaths. They caused famines, political repressions, purges, forced labour camps, execution and mass violence. This took place in the Soviet Union, where there were 15 to 20 million deaths. China under Mao, where there were estimated 30 to 45 million deaths. Cambodia, 1 to 2 million deaths. North Korea, still going on now, 1 to 3 million deaths. Vietnam, Eastern Europe, Cuba, Ethiopia. This is all within living memory. Do you remember Ethiopia? If you're my age, 46, you grew up thinking that Ethiopia was the worst place on the earth. The famine, it shaped my upbringing. We spent all of my upbringing raising money for Ethiopia. And that's what Zach is asking for now. If you only have to look into Maoism, I'm not going to go into it in this. Go away and have a look at Maoism if you don't understand communism. It is an evil, authoritarian, anti-people, anti-growth, anti-profit, anti-future. There is zero future under communism approach to life. It is evil. There's no two ways about it. Now, you might be thinking, well, this is a bit strong, Paul. Zach Palansky's not evil, is he? Look at him. Runs like a wally, doesn't brush his teeth. Get it. But he's not evil, is he? Well, none of these people are they, when they start out? None of these people are evil when they start out. They're the great beacons of hope, the great saviours of the world. And then they get control. And they don't just control the coffers, the budgets, the policies. They control the people. And when people control people, all hell breaks loose. You imagine the type of people that Zach Palansky has got to fill a government with in order to run the UK. These are people who are so bereft of experience in life that they think they need parenting by the government. We don't need parenting by the government. We need a government that have been parents, that are adults, that understand what money's worth, that understand the investment in people and infrastructure and making the country wealthy and looking after the incumbent culture and making sure this country runs on a set of pre-agreed principles and values that doesn't rot the core away and appeases to the lowest common denominator, appeases to the people that will hate us, appeases to the people that don't want anything to do with us, that come here to exploit us. Zach will give your money away to those people. Zach Palansky, he wants to legalise heroin. You'll be able to go into Asda, walk down to the pharmacy and get yourself a big bag of heroin. And not just you, every other dickhead you know as well. Where's that going to lead to? Zach Palansky wants to open the borders. Open the borders. We thought they already were open. He doesn't think they're anywhere near open. Where is that going to end up? The rest of the third world free to come in and suck the teat of the great British worker. That's what Zach Palansky stands for. That's what that video is about. And it's a nonsense. It's a ruinous nonsense. It's bad. It's evil. Don't look back to the convention. We already know what history tells us about communism. It's failed. Socialism failed. Capitalism might not be the best thing there is, but it's the best that we have. It's the only philosophy and ideology that the majority of people have prospered under. Yes, some people become incredibly successful. Let's not be envious of them. Let's help them out. If they're going to be the wealth creators, let them create wealth for us all. Let them create wealth for us all. And then we can decide where that wealth goes. And it isn't onto importing the third world, marrying a cousin, leaving your shit and detritus all over the local nature beauty spot. It's about investing in the principles that make Britain great. Zach Palansky is the death knell for Britain. Do not support Zach Palansky. Right, I'll just climb down from my soapbox there, but honestly, well done for producing a great video. But it is pure propaganda with not one solution, and it fails to tell us what the real plan is. If you like this content, if you like this video, please press subscribe, like, hit the notification button so you get to hear exactly when I've released a new video, which I'm trying to do on a very regular basis. Go to my Substack. It's free, but you can pay a monthly subscription or annual subscription if you will. And follow me on all platforms at Paul Cox Comedy. Until next time, keep it real.